Alright, so we're back with objective 1b, which states class name should be validated, so they're in my school's class name format. I.e. begin with capital L6 or capital U6, and then with 2 or 3 uppercase characters. The first let's start the application server again. As always, this is locally hosted, and I'm going to open it on my browser. Skip a minute. Okay, so it's now running. I already have it open. I'm going to refresh the page. Refreshed. Sign up. I'm going to enter some valid details. So, unique username, mouse display name, and the test case is going to be U6CHR. The actual test cases in this video are obviously going to be different form groups. All the other fields, username, display name, password, repeat password, that's not what we're testing here. We've tested these in the previous videos anyway. So, password is going to be something nice and valid, which is, I'll show you, caps.com. Okay. We can see that worked as it was supposed to, because obviously capital U6, capital CHR is obviously valid. And we can see that when we sign in, we're able to sign in. So that's part of the test case, which is put in past. Now the other part of the test case is to make sure that it's been updated in the user table. And we can see right here that Avinash17654 has been added to the table. Okay, let's go on to the next test case. Sign out again. And I'm going to click sign up. So this test case is going to be some completely erroneous input, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which obviously doesn't meet the criteria. And we're going to see if this passes the test. Keeping caps lock on. Okay, should do it. And copy and paste that in here. Okay, so obviously these password, repeat password, display name, username aren't going to error. These are all valid. It's a unique username. The password meets all the criteria, and that's perfectly fine. Display name. So we click sign up, and as expected, it returns an error message because 12345 obviously doesn't meet the criteria. Now to check if we fully pass this test case, let's make sure this hasn't been added to the user table. So we can see that Avinash 54372 has not been added to the user table. You can pause the video if you need to. Alright, so let's move on to the next one. Next test case is going to be lowercase L6, capital CHR. Going to use the same password as before. It's a very secure password. Meets all the validation criteria. And this is a unique username. And we should be expecting an error message because we can't have the form group starting with a lowercase l. Click sign up. Same error message as before. And let's make sure the database is as it should be, with those details not being added to the user table. And we can see that Avinash 54372 has not been added to the user table. that test case has now been passed. Let's move on to the next one. Next test case is going to be U6 capital CH. Use the same password as before. That's the error message we were expecting. And now let's check the database. As it should be, Avanash 54372 has not been added to the database. That test case has been passed. Let's move on to the next one. The next test case is capital U6 ABC. Now obviously the last two or three letters need to be uppercase, and these are obviously lowercase. So we should be expecting another error message. Same error message as before. Now let's check the database. Avanash 54372 has not been added to the user table. Now, for the final test case, we're going to be trying out L6 capital AB. Now, this does meet the criteria, and we should expect this form to submit successfully. I'm going to use the same password as before. And the form submitted successfully. Sorry. Okay, let's try and log in. Gonna type in password. Sorry. Okay, and we click sign in. I mistyped the password the first time. Now we can see that the sign in was successful. Let's make sure that Avanash54372 has finally joined the user table. You can see right here that the row Avanash54372, display name Avanash form group L6AB has been added to the database. Well, that concludes the video because all test cases have been passed. Just to recap, this was the testing video for Objective 1B. Class name should be validated so they're in my school's class name format, i.e. begin with capital L6 or capital U6 and then with 2 or 3 uppercase characters.